Should we get
I'm ready to go.
trailers of biscuits?
Here's what I want you to do, Gary: is start the episode and then just surprise me with which one you want to do, and then I'll just ride with it.
Okay, I would do that, but when I walked in here, I said we could do Matrix, and you angrily looked at me and said, "I've just spent half an hour working on trailers."
Yeah, but I've got
so no.
I've got all the notes on my phone, so they're not
I
gonna...
will surprise you, but I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise.
I should get those notes back up then.
It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. So won't you lend an ear?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meandering Movie Podcast, where we talk about films and film-related things, and usually stay mildly
Not
on
even
topic.
close to it. Not even close.
Mild. Today we're joined by. Let's do our introductions first with the owners.
We're the stars.
We're the stars. I'm Gary Copeland, and over on that couch,
the Hollywood Walk of Fame of Failures, Gavin Stewart.
Trenchfoot.
Nope.
Trenchfoot.
It's not. It's the Hollywood Walk of Fame of Failures, Gavin Stewart.
And that little voice was my big man,
Davey.
Davey.
The name that I've shouted out multiple times.
You have,
multiple
and it's been
episodes.
glorious hearing my name being shouted.
It makes me happy every time. Davey.
He
So-
made it on.
Can we get the official verdict on is it Davey or Dave?
Whatever you want.
Okay, that's
Gary,
great,
for
thanks.
instance, he calls me Dave, David,
D-bag.
Caboose,
D-bag. D-bag's a good one.
arsehole.
Butthole.
Yep,
Baldy.
yep,
Egghead.
yep. Beardy.
Muppet.
Yeah, that's a frequent.
Zippy from Rainbow.
Yep,
That's the latest one.
I can't wait until 20.
But look at him.
yep.
Look, he's like Zippy with a beard.
Just a little bit.
For people listening at home, yeah, he kind of like
Do you know what I was expecting from him, but not from you?
You're meant to be the good guy. And over on that mic, chiming in every once in a while, we have. You got to do your own name.
No, I don't like calling myself Audio Boy. It feels weird.
You can say Philip.
No,
No, you really just say, it's your boy.
it's your boy.
I can't wait for none of that to make the final edit.
And
No,
today,
in fact, just leave the really long pause and then just put, it's your boy. Because it's just so sad.
and in today's episode, we're going to talk about something that infuriates all three of us, and
Is it me?
twist surprise
Is it not me?
for Gavin. It is the Matrix movies. No, it's the trailers. We're going to talk about trailers. We'll save Matrix for another day, because I need a rewatch of them. The only bits I remember of Matrix, I remember the Matrix 1 and Matrix 2. I remember a woman eats a cake and has an orgasm, and there's ghosts.
Yep.
No, it was vampires, werewolves, and ghosts.
Fuck off with their vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
What?
That's why I need to go
Yeah,
back
man.
and rewatch these movies.
They are no.
Yeah.
It's not vampires or werewolves.
The whole mythos of it is that all the glitches in the Matrix like programs just like going all over the place is vampires, werewolves, anything that's been like a supernatural occurrence. Is
What, and they're
programs
all in.
programs not doing their job properly.
And they're in the Matrix too. I have no recollection
See,
of a single vampire
the way
nor werewolf.
the way that I heard of it was the Merovingian was
What's a Merovingian?
He's the guy who made the cake.
Right.
caused the orgasm. He's sitting next to Monica Bellucci in the second one. And
Okay, sorry guys. Maybe I went too fast for you. I remember the Matrix 1 pretty well, and I remember a cake gives a woman an orgasm. Now, you're going to throw words at me like marry eventually, werewolves, vampires, or any other bullshit. I do not know what those things are.
So to summarize, you need to go back and rewatch the movies, and
Yeah.
Audio Boy needs to see the movies for the first time ever.
We should watch them
Yes.
together, and I should
Okay.
rewatch them.
Wait, am I invited to the watch along party?
Yeah, of course you are.
Because you pointed at him and says we should watch
Because
it
I'll have
together. and I'm
questions. I'll
I'm
have so
sitting
many
over here
questions.
Oh no, but I think it was assumed, but it was like we'll make a plan, we'll let you know.
Or you'll make a plan on the separate group chat you have that I'm not in, and then maybe I'll get invited, maybe I won't.
Gavin, do you know what a friend circle is?
Apparently you don't, because you don't involve me in any of them.
Hey Gavin, you know that group you have with all your friends that I'm not in?
You're literally coming to a birthday party in 2
Am I in a
weeks.
WhatsApp group? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you.
You're a fucking...
Thank you.
Don't at me. You guys all went fucking out to the cinema and for dinner, and I wasn't invited. I was sitting in this flat by myself.
That was on him. I didn't know you were off.
You could have asked.
Actually, the conversation went, let's not invite Gavin.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
I got your back.
Thank you, man. Someone has to.
In this episode, we're gonna fucking air the beef.
But you're a vegan, so you can't air the beef.
I'm gonna air the soy protein.
There we go. That's more like it.
Substitute. Let's talk movie trailers. They're a fucking nightmare.
And they always have been.
And they,
Thank you for listening, everyone. This has been the Meandering Movie
they always
Podcast.
have been. So I think the point I want to talk about mainly is I think it's getting slightly better now.
I've got a bullet pointed list ready to go.
Oh, well, give me a second. I want to hear those bullet points.
Oh, yeah. Settle in, folks. Get your Vaseline out. It's about to get saucy. We've got a bullet pointed list.
Don't put Vaseline in any sauces you feed people. That's not what it's for.
I mean, you know.
It's slightly better now.
Rub it on your chest.
Because I think that... That's Vicks. Why would you put Vaseline on your chest? What are you doing?
Then, no, I'm not even going to go where we're going to go with it.
Okay. They're getting slightly better now.
Are they?
But slightly
There's
better.
a new trend, which is on the bullet pointed list, I must
Okay,
say.
which maybe when you say it, I'll agree. But yeah, I feel they're slightly better now. But for the longest time, you're right. Trailers have been ruining movies way before you see a film. So
Yeah.
you can watch a trailer and have huge surprises and huge things that shouldn't be ruined for you prior to a movie. And it's this weird mindset somewhere high up that the marketing teams go, all right, the only way we're going to get people in to see this film is if we show them
The best parts.
the best parts. And the best parts are bar films that have a defining twist, like Sixth Sense or anything like that. Bar films that have a huge twist, and everything's fair game.
Yep.
And it's just this mind-boggling process. The one that brought it to a head for me, at least, was Thor 3 Ragnarok. And I know for any of our dedicated listeners, we've touched on this before, but the whole first...
You can check that out in the
Which episode was it?
whatever episode that was in.
Whichever
That would
one.
probably be the Marvel movie rankings part 2.
I think it was before. I don't know if we talked about it.
No, I think it was before that.
It was, yeah. This was early. But anyway, Thor 3 Ragnarok, the first act, just as a quick recap, Jeff Goldblum is talking about my champion, and they're talking about how Thor is going to have to take down the champion to prove his worth to even have a chance at getting Jeff Goldblum's, what's the word? His pardoning, I guess.
Yes.
His
freedom.
grace.
His freedom, his life.
Whatever. He's going to have to beat the champion, and nobody knows who the champion is. And even Loki's going, oh, I've heard about this champion. No one's ever beaten him in combat, and it's all...
One quick thing about that makes no goddamn sense. He was there for at least 2 weeks. And how in 2 weeks has he never heard or seen or anything to do with that?
Well, he's heard.
Anyway.
he's heard about it. He just hadn't seen a fight with.
Right, so for 2 weeks, and the Grandmaster could have been making like money on this, and for 2 weeks he was like, nah, do you know what? You're not doing anything for the next 2 weeks.
You're just going
Hulk had to power down some protein shakes. Had to power up 2 weeks
Anyway,
of
I'll shut up now.
beefing. You know,
I just like that you said power down some protein shakes.
chow down.
Chowered? No.
I think I was going for chow down protein shakes, but the word power was just in my
Or you
mouth.
just go for like pound protein shakes.
Pound, chow, pow.
Kapow.
Kaboom.
60s Batman.
Anyway, yeah, the first
Adam
act
West.
of Thor Ragnarok is meant to be a big mystery about who the champion is, and then, bosh, it's the Hulk. Awesome.
Oh my god, he wasn't on the posters or in the trailers, or he wasn't a toy line. I had no fucking clue it was coming.
Except we all fucking did, because he was a huge piece of the marketing, and he was, in some cases, a third of the fucking posters, because
Yeah.
it was that
Yeah.
ring out from Mjolnir, and then Thor, and then Hela, and then Odin, and then boom, Hulk right at the top. What the fuck? So, it's bullshit. And we should talk about it.
And we are. The whole trailers spoiling thing dates back
When to, Gavin?
a very long time ago. Some of the earliest and most egregious examples that I have found.
That's a big word.
It is a big word. I like big words. Now I'm going to spell... No.
One of them's Terminator 2, isn't it?
No, even before that.
Oh, really?
Like
Casablanca or something.
no.
Oh, Citizen Kane.
I mean, that's not really a spoiler.
Why?
doesn't really spoil the film.
Doesn't it?
No.
If you knew about that before the film, because the whole film's like
Bruce Willis was a rosebud the whole time.
Bruce Willis was a rosebud.
But
I
there's
thought the whole point of Citizen Kane is who
There
is Rosebud.
was the interesting psychology to look at it, which is audiences of that time weren't as switched on and as engaged with movies as we are today.
It's because their movies were boring as fuck.
That's
back
not
then.
true. That's absolutely not true at all. So let's just
No, I'm kind of with Gary.
nope. We're going to
They're so
retract.
dull.
We're going to retract that statement because
It's because cinema has changed and
oh,
moved
I'm
on.
sorry
It
that you
evolved.
don't have fucking Avengers Endgame like events every week. You sops.
I'm adding a. It's because cinema's moved on and evolved, and yeah, I grew up with a different style of cinema, but those films are boring as fuck now.
Yep.
They are.
You got to appreciate the majesty of what came before to appreciate what we have now.
I can appreciate them, but if you gave me the option of watching 2.5 hours of Citizen Kane where it's really slow editing and really slow cuts and people just talk about things for so long because they didn't have special effects, so everything just had to be a conversation. It's like a podcast, except with a colorless picture to look at.
Have you ever watched
So what you're
it?
saying is this is boring.
I mean,
So now it's boring.
for the listeners, probably.
I'm sorry. Have you
No,
seen
I think I did once because I read it.
think you did once.
I read an article which was Citizen Kane's the best film ever, and I thought, well, I gotta watch the best film ever. It got ranked at like number 1 a bunch, and I thought I'll go watch Citizen Kane, and I did. Don't get me wrong, it's fine, but
Plus, we already know what the best film of all time is, and it's Waterworld with Kevin
Shrek
Costner.
2.
It's not. No, it's Waterworld with Kevin Costner.
Best film of all time, Davey.
I'm feeling ganged up here because I like the Gavin cinematic universe. So I can
Yeah,
back
he
him on that.
does. I told you people like the GCU.
No one likes the GCU.
Davey
Except
likes the
Dave,
GCU.
apparently.
I mean, I thought it sounded like a great idea.
Yes, he.
Ties everything together.
What did we talk about in the car on the way here?
I know.
Don't make him think he's better.
I don't think I'm better. I think I'm right. Because the GCU is the future, ladies and gentlemen.
So, what's the earliest?
Some of the examples of big
crime.
movies, and I'm going to say, well, you've seen one of them, like
Bad
Carrie,
Boys.
for example. And
Oh, Carrie.
The original Carrie, it literally just gives away her entire like third act explosion, killing people, blah blah. So if you go into
Yeah.
Carrie, you're watching it, you're going like, what's going to happen to poor Carrie? What's going to happen to her? You're sitting there going like, well, no, she's going to go Super
fucking
Saiyan. and
Wait,
like,
because I think yeah, you're right. I had a film. I had a VHS back in the day that had Carrie's trailer on it, and I'm sure the trailer is just her walking about covered in blood, fucking
it's those perfect kind of trailers where it's got
exploding shit with them.
movie man voice who's like, she was just an ordinary girl, and then it's
Yeah,
just
this
like, and then it has like flashing images and screams in the background and her covered in blood and stuff. It's like, well, we know what's going to happen to poor old Carrie. She's going to
Yeah.
have her period, and it's just going to be a rough day for her.
It's gonna go in her face. It's gonna go in her hair.
Oh,
Ugh.
how do women deal with it?
And then she's gonna scream a lot while she cleans. Because that's what happened in Carrie,
Yeah.
to my memory.
Other examples would be Roman Polanski's Chinatown, also 70s.
Never seen that.
Literally, it has the final line of the movie in the trailer.
What
which
was the
is,
final line of the movie?
Uh,
Wait,
Have we got ourselves some kind of Chinatown?
it's not a spoiler warning for this, right? This is an old movie.
yeah, it came out in 1976
Ah, cool.
or
cool.
1974.
What was the
actually.
final? How can the final line of a film spoil a movie?
Because in the frame of the scene, it gives away what's going to happen to some of the characters.
The final line of the movie was
I'm gonna
Jack
kill you."
killed my wife. He was the murderer, and that's what we've been doing for the last 2 days. 1.5 hours movie time. Finn.
So you've seen Chinatown then?
If any of that's right, I will fucking shit a brick.
So you've also not seen Chinatown?
No, I said that.
Okay. Just upsetting. But yeah, so example of that. But then you can go to your more kind of earlier. I guess like the 90s is a place where they really just went, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just give.
What I was going to say, is
them-
what's interesting, going further back, I think you kind of get a bit more leeway. And in the sense, what I mean by that is, Carrie specifically was a book before it was a film. Stephen King.
Yeah.
And it was one of those. I assume that was. I think it was a popular book at the time as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Stephen King was,
Yeah, he was big back in the 80s. So I assume that film was made.
Carrie came out in the 70s. The
must
the
be
movie.
earlier than
and then the
yeah,
book came out
exactly.
even earlier than that.
So I assume that film was made with people who have loved the film or loved the book already, knowing what's going to happen. So it's kind of one of them. it doesn't matter that
Yeah,
the ending
similar,
was
like,
spoiled.
with, like Kubrick Shining and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's
But
one
then
of
you look at-
but then obviously the Shining ending was completely changed for the film.
Yeah, but then you can also look at, I mean, just like people like Kubrick and the way he was in control of his projects. So if you ever watched the trailer for like 2001 or A Clockwork Orange and stuff like that, those trailers, well, I guess with Clockwork Orange it does give away what happens to the character in the latter half of the film. But with 2001: A Space Odyssey, how do you explain that film in a trailer? You
Yeah,
just go like,
yeah.
here's a bunch of beautiful images. Enjoy, everyone.
Yeah. But
Which-
yeah, that was my point. It's the further back you go, I kind of feel that there's probably more and more reasons that it's not as important. But coming up to the modern day,
Yeah, the 90s is the perfect example of just when we had the combination of movie guy voices, the entire plot being in the trailer, and movie guy explaining the entire plot while they show you the entire plot. And it's unbelievable to go back and watch some trailers and just be like,
Yeah.
like my favorite example of just like how can you fuck this up so royally is Robert Zemeckis' Castaway, which is in the trailer for Castaway. They show that he gets off the island and back home safe. I'm like, what are you doing?
What's
Why?
that?
It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm trying to maybe did they do that because they deemed it unimportant?
I mean,
It's not a big deal that he gets off the island.
It's how he survives.
Yeah, maybe.
that's a fair point. But it's also like it kind of cuts out a bit of the tension or suspense when it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully they didn't give away the Wilson thing in the trailer because then no one would have seen the movie because it'd been too heartbreaking.
I don't. Would it have been if you'd
Meet
seen
Wilson. Wilson's Tom Hanks' best friend.
if you'd seen that in the
Come
trailer?
Cut to scene of Wilson floating away and I'm screaming for him. Wilson! Wilson!
If you'd seen that in the trailer, you would have just gone, "What the fuck? what the fuck am I watching? Why is Tom Hanks just screaming at a fucking volleyball?"
That's a great point. I was like, I need to see this fucking movie. Who is this Wilson character? Is this like a fantasy movie? Or is...
I think if Castaway got made today, Wilson would be a CGI animated character, like.
Oh yeah,
What do we
he'd be
say-
the comic
like
relief.
Fred Flintstone. What did we say the other episode? The little green alien in the Flintstones, Zazams. Was we talking about this?
Nope.
Have I just imagined the
Were we
conversation?
talking to someone else about this?
Wasn't me. Don't look at me.
Well, I was talking to. You remember in the Flintstones, Fred Flintstone had that little green alien named Bing Bong
are you-
or Flim,
And it was is that the thing that was connected to what was that?
the Jetsons.
Yeah, the Jetsons.
I think
And they
it
tried to
was.
have like a crossover between
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Flintstones
yeah.
and the Jetsons.
It was played by
God, we're old.
what was the Scottish guy in The Mummy? What's his name?
Scottish guy in the yeah, he was in like Spartacus and stuff like that.
It's him in the live action version of Viva Rock Vegas.
Viva Rock Vegas. Aye.
That's a fucking film.
Oh, I typed in the Mummy and it gave me the Tom Cruise one before it gave me the Brendan Fraser one.
That's depressing.
very upsetting.
I would like to draw attention to the fact that we've managed to bring the Mummy.
The Mummy and Brendan Fraser back into the John Hannah.
John Hannah, that's it. Yeah, he played him in Viva Rock Vegas.
That's the second one.
That's the second one.
I do not remember much.
John
about the
Goodman's not in it. It's the guy.
yeah.
It's Robert Baratheon from Game of
second.
Thrones.
It is because John Goodman's just like, nah, I'm good, thanks.
And I'm pretty sure the guy that plays Barney Rubble, it's not Rick Moranis. It's a man who I have no recollection of.
Here's the fun thing. I'm not even going to Google it. Can't be bothered. Who cares?
Just a smudge on my brain. That man is.
But then, yeah, the greatest crime to happen to movie trailers in the 90s, and I've mentioned this before, is Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
Is it? I've never heard this.
Because, I mean,
Please go into extreme depth about
I'm
it.
glad you're here, Davey. This is what we brought
So,
you for.
what movie trailers have ruined it for you guys?
No, I want to hear Terminator 2 again.
I mean, no, that's fine. I'm just
This is-
mentioning Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's the greatest crime to happen to cinema behind Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie we don't talk about, is the Terminator 2.
So, and if you haven't heard our previous episode, give us a quick recap.
In Terminator 2, they give away
The trailer.
The trailer, they give away the twist that Arnold Schwarzenegger's the good guy and the cop is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Even though the entire film is shot, edited, and structured in a way to make you think that the cop is going to be the good guy there to save John Connor, and the Terminator is Arnold Schwarzenegger's there to kill him. Down to the point where, like, the costume design, the actions they do, the kind of blocking of certain scenes, all that type of stuff. Because James Cameron was fucking G at that time. And then the company or the movie studio were just like, yeah, but we'll just give it away in the trailer.
Terminator 2 is the one where the redneck woman spikes her arm through the guy's
Yeesh.
throat.
Yeesh.
That's a good bit.
Thanks, Gary. I was watching this thing recently where James Cameron was talking about, the scene near the end with he's chasing them in the helicopter. And they were like, oh, helicopters can't do the kind of stunts you want them to do. And then James Cameron found this Vietnam pilot who was an absolute nutcase, man. And he's like, yeah, I can do all this. Just like, give me 10 minutes, like set this stuff up. And the camera crews and like, the crew and all that were like, yeah, we're not going to film this. This is too dangerous. He went, okay, give me the camera. I'll stand there and I'll set it up and I'll get it done. And he just stood there and this man just flew helicopters under tunnels and over stuff. And he was just like, the man was fucking mad, but we did it. And I'm like, give me that James Cameron back. Give the man's like, fuck it, just fly a helicopter under this bridge. You might die, but it'll be great for the movie.
So what else after Terminator 2? Which other major offences did we have?
Everyone's obviously thinking about this film because I'm sure when they saw the trailer or the film, they thought they gave it away. Free Willy. Because in the trailer for Free Willy, they show that Free Willy...
I don't think I've ever thought about Free Willy in my entire life.
I think I'm with him. I haven't thought about Free Willy since I was 5.
The fun thing is, in the context of this podcast, this is the second time I've made mention to Free Willy.
I think the first time we were just talking about needing a piss.
No, weirdly we're talking about how a shark was going to get into a lake to kill me.
Free Willy over the giant walls that you built.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Free Willy. The posters are the same thing that Thor Ragnarok does, where it shows Free Willy jumping out
over
into the
boy,
Pacific.
fist bumping.
Yeah.
Again, is that not... So maybe that brings up an interesting point. When... Are these films being ruined by their trailers?
Well, there's different levels of ruining, where there's like your Castaway thing that's like a spoiler, the Terminator thing that could be a spoiler.
Terminator 2, 100%. I'm giving you that.
Yeah,
100%. I think
the Thor Ragnarok thing that's a spoiler.
Thor Ragnarok definitely didn't need.
It's
to be
also like a momentum killer or kind of an experience ruiner, where it's like you're sitting there in Thor Ragnarok and you're having tons of fun, but you also know like when do we get to the Hulk? Is the Hulk coming?
Yeah.
It's like, it's like it just kind of hampers the experience a wee bit, holds it back.
No, I'm with you.
So, quick question.
Yeah.
Me first. For movies that were released before like social media and everything became a huge deal for trailers and YouTube, all that kind of stuff. See these older trailers, they wouldn't have been seen by like a huge audience, I would assume.
Well,
it would have been a much smaller, condensed, set of people that are seeing these trailers and talking about it
in the cinema.
So would it be a spoiler? So whoever
the occasional TV advert for maybe the big
but
number.
Then it's in the 90s where TV spots came in, and TV
spots. The 90s TV spots.
Yeah, because that was when TV was kind of exploding into its massive thing with like
Super Bowl,
things like the Super Bowl and those kind of events, and like advertising, and people wanted to get their adverts in front of these big events, and so the TV spots would come along. 30 seconds, they had to condense it, and usually they would use the kind of big scenes that would grab people's attention, and often those scenes were the ones that would spoil the film or give away revelations or betrayals or etc. etc. And now TV spots have just gotten worse and worse now.
Because I remember when I was younger and it was always tapes, and tapes had like the same 10-15 minutes of trailers, but even then, by that point, by the time you've got the tape out, whatever movie was going to be out is already out, and then people are already talking about it due to kind of how long it takes for stuff to come out.
I never rewound my tapes before returning them to Blockbuster.
Yeah, but you also recorded over them because you're a fucking sociopath.
Fuck Blockbuster. I'm glad it's gone.
No.
I mean, did you not get karma back on you with your It's All Gone Pete Tong?
Oh man, have I ever told you about my It's All Gone Pete Tong DVD?
No.
So, you've seen the film It's All Gone Pete Tong?
No.
He hasn't fucking seen The Matrix.
It was an open room question. It was an open room question. Have you seen the film It's All Gone Pete Tong?
No.
Right. It's got that actor. If you look him up, he was actually in Game of Thrones as well. Funnily enough,
I mean,
he was the one that was kicking about with the resurrected boy, the little monk fella. Look it up, fuck's sake.
What's the movie called?
It's All Gone Pete Tong.
Is Pete Tong involved at any point?
No.
Okay.
Because it's more about It's All Gone Pete Tong as in it's all gone wrong. But it tells the story of a DJ who loses his hearing. But because he's a DJ, he doesn't want to give it up. So he goes
You sure it's not DJ Pete Tong?
Paul K.
Yeah, it's Paul K.
Okay.
Came out in 2004. A famous DJ in the Ibiza club scene finds the alcohol and drug fueled
I was
party
just about
that
to say all
is
this.
life threatened by the progressive loss of his hearing.
So anyway, goes on a mad bender, and then he comes back for one final set, and he puts speakers on his feet, and he DJs, even though he can't hear anything with using the vibrations. I've seen it.
The eye of from there's an Egyptian tattoo.
The Eye of Horus.
I think it's Eye of Horus.
Who that guy does?
Yeah, in the movie.
Oh, okay. Great. Anyway,
Do you know why he was a big fan of Brendan Fraser's The Mummy?
I bought It's All Gone Pete Tong on DVD because my friend had told me you should watch this film, it's really good. So I went Blockbuster, bought a fucking secondhand copy of the DVD for like £4 or something, got it home, stuck it in my DVD player, pressed play, and then this trailer started for Man Meets Woman, and it was like the opening to The Princess Bride or something. I don't know. It's like, a man's in a forest and he walks upon a woman, and then they start talking, and I was going, oh man, this film's lame. Where's It's All Gone Pete Tong? 5 minutes later, I was still watching the trailer to that film, and I went, this is like a real long trailer. Another 10 minutes, I went, what the fuck? Started fast forwarding through. Nah, it was the wrong film on my Pete Tong DVD. But it was the right front of the DVD, and the box was fucking... Yeah, I don't know. Either someone had copied over it.
Did you finish the film?
No. I have no idea what the film... I've still got the DVD in my house. I should bring it around.
We should see what it is and just do a commentary on it.
So this is our commentary for It's All Gone Pete Tong, as long as you have my broken version of the DVD.
Turns out you got like Shakespeare in Love or something.
Yeah, but it went on and on. But yeah, it's a whole film. It's the wrong film on my It's All Gone Pete Tong DVD.
And you're still here to this day.
It's karma.
I survived it. But yeah, Davey's right. That is karma for me fucking taping over the Blockbuster videos.
Did you ever tape over anything ever again after that?
I don't think I had any equipment to do that after that.
Because after that, it was all DVDs.
It's all DVDs.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever get
DVD RW.
those DVD cleaner discs?
That fucking ruined every disc you put in them. They were terrible.
You're like, zhoo, zhoo, zhoo. And just like, I'm just scratching my disc. Why am I doing this?
Because what was the logic behind it was you scratch off a layer,
Yep.
but no, you didn't. You just scratched in many more scratches. It was like going over it with a fucking Brillo pad. You'd have been better off doing
You might as
that.
well just rubbed it in your jeans and just, there we go. Just,
I remember seeing a trailer for... Weirdly, I remember seeing a trailer for DVD technology back at the kind of cusp when it was coming in. And the trailer was saying... Me and my mate were watching the film and this trailer came on and it was going... DVDs are the future. DVDs are indestructible. They are the blah, 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 blah. And my mate just turned to me and went, well, that can't be true. Or they'd be covering tanks with them.
that man now works for the military.
He's in the DVD armor department. Right. Shall we get back on topic?
I mean, technically we're talking about trailers, so we're,
Yeah.
Technically, we are.
see, we never always leave topic.
We stuck to it steadfast. Dave, anything else? Any other trailers you can think of that were particularly shit?
I don't know.
Spoiling.
You see so many trailers. Pet Cemetery.
Pet Sematary. But then, yeah, Pet Sematary spoiled a shit ton because it shows you the little girl dying right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
remember? Yeah.
But it
So
also
that movie had just left my head, so I was like, "What happened in the Pet Cemetery?" And then the minute you said the wee girl, like, boom, I remembered. Like, literally gives away the whole third act of the film.
so yeah, no, it ruins that. But also it gave you that was a trailer for a different movie. So
Yeah, it's another interesting thing of like sometimes you get like clearly there's a direction with the movie, and then the studio watches it and they're just like, this doesn't seem like it's going to play with audiences, so let's edit a trailer for a different movie using all the scenes you've given us, and then they put like a rock punk music over it, and it's like manic and seems like a violent and intense, and then you watch it and it's just like a slow kind of artsy melodic thing. You're like, that's like High Life is a perfect example of like that seemed like an intense kind of psychological horror to a point, and then you watch it and it's just this kind of like meandering, melancholy, just like
What the
exploration
fuck is
of
this?
yeah, it's like
I think Hobbs and Shaw is. Don't get me wrong.
The thing about Hobbs and Shaw is they put out 2 or 3 trailers, each one completely different from the other in terms of it's just like what my head hurts, but I want to see it more.
But weirdly, every single one has incorporated that one bit of Why Can't We Be Friends, where The Rock smashes into the elevator, and then the music goes and then Jason Statham claps. That bit's been in every single trailer. Inexplicably.
That movie is going to be an event.
I'm excited for it.
So am I.
Like, I think it's going to be good.
I don't know if
Wait,
it's going to be...
No, Gav, you can't like them because those films all follow the exact same plot, which means they're terrible in your books.
Got me.
I got you back.
I want to see Jason Statham. In fact, saying that though, I recently watched Fast and Furious 8 because I've never seen it. Audio boy walked in on me watching it. It was like being walked in and watching porn and chugging. He's like, what are you watching Fast and Furious 8? It's like, yeah. And then later on, he thought it was on the telly. I watched it on Netflix. I chose to watch it. He went, no, wait, this isn't on the TV. I was like, yes. Don't look at me. I feel shit. But I watched that movie and it's not good. And everyone in it isn't good. But every time I think about Hobbs and Shaw, I'm just like, I don't care.
I haven't seen Fast and Furious 4 onwards. The last one I saw was Tokyo Drift.
They aren't great.
No.
They aren't great. It is literally the same plot. I'll give that to you. It is the same plot. Oh, there's a big bad. Oh, I've got to drive really fast to get stuff.
But the thing is, they introduce elements that are exponentially dumb each time. To the point where in the last film, they introduced a thing called God's Eye, which can find any human being anywhere on the planet, no matter where they are. And then they did this film where they needed to find the character, and we're like, shit, we invented that God's Eye thing that's going to kill our plot. So I went, oh, that character made it stop working now.
Because Idris Elba, in Hobbs and Shaw, Idris Elba also is now a superhero with bulletproof skin.
He's Black Superman, like he says.
It's fucking crazy.
He's punching in metal doors and like taking bullets, and he's throwing Dwayne The Rock Johnson around like a.
Every time I see it is why I can't help but think it's Hobbs and Shaw, and I think, why are the tiger and the little kid gonna?
Oh, do you mean Calvin and Hobbes?
Calvin and Hobbes, yeah. So I always see it as Hobbs and Shaw, and I think, why the fuck are Calvin and Hobbes? What
are they gonna? Do you think they're smart enough to make a Calvin and Hobbes joke?
No.
Okay.
No, definitely not.
I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson pulls a helicopter out of the sky in one of the trailers, so.
What, does he?
Yeah. See what I mean?
Well, but then saying that, Civil War, Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier did that trick first.
Civil War.
Civil War.
He holds the
bicep.
Cap America's
let go.
Pulling down helicopters.
Chris Evans ruptured his bicep in real life doing that scene.
Is that a fact? Because I would believe you.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, it's the bit where he's holding it overarm, and then somebody went, and then what you should do is go underarm so we can really see that bicep curl. That one just... Holy shit.
After filming that so many times, he just went, nah, son. Pop.
So yeah, trailers.
I mean, that Hobbs Shaw trailer's, it's gorgeous.
Right, so I have a fun fact that's going to turn into a question.
The best kind of
fun fact. Trailers are called trailers because
I know this.
way back in the day,
I know this.
They were played at the end of films, hence trailer.
Ah.
What I want to know is, when did that change and why did that change?
Same time zombies stopped
changed
eating
because
flesh.
the majority of audiences the film would end and then leave, and so no one would watch the trailers. And then movie companies were like, yeah, we want people to watch our trailers so they come see our movies, so we're going to put them in front of the movies.
And put the credits at the end instead.
Well, yeah, I was about to say that's really weird.
Because anyone else that's involved in making
credits
a movie.
have done the flip of that. Because you watch like a Disney film, Snow White, for example. The first 10 minutes of that are just a bunch of fucking names over painted forests.
I mean, yeah, if you go back to old films, which are rubbish and not good apparently.
Yep.
Nope. Is a lot of those movies, the introduction to them would be drawn out to a point where it's just like a camera just moving around the place, watching something so that they could just put all the credits through them. Or some movies would just have the audacity to like just roll the credits and then the film will start. You will sit through these credits and then you will watch the film. But yeah, then that flipped to the point where, and of course, at the time they decided to do that, there was backlash from unions and stuff between, and the companies of like, we want our credits at the front, not your trailers. And they were like, yeah, but we have all the money and you have nothing. So our trailers are going at the front.
They fucking got us though, don't they? Because now what they do is they let you watch the entire film, and then the credits start rolling, and then they put a little bit extra of the film halfway through, and then there's more credits, and then they put more film right at the fucking end. So you have to sit through the whole fucking thing because it whets your appetite just enough that you go, I'm going to stay to the end now because I want to see what else there is.
Luckily enough, there's a website for that.
Yeah, but you still have to sit through it.
Yeah. But usually look at me and go, is it worth it? I'm like,
26 years of my life, and there's never been a post-credit scene that's been worth sitting through the credits. Not one. Now you're trying to think of one, but you can't because there isn't one.
I will think of one.
into Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. That was a fucking sick
Yeah.
ass
That was
joke.
amazing.
There you go. Fuck you, we win.
Yep.
I know, you don't win. No, you didn't, because you sat through the fucking credits like idiots waiting for post-credit scenes.
And there was a
Jesus.
post-credit scene that was great.
I didn't do it for that. I was trying to show my respects and support to the artists that put the film together, but apparently you don't care about that, Gavin. So
What a dick.
what kind of
Gavin
person are you?
hates creatives.
Gavin hates
I'm pretty
cinema.
sure you're one of those guys that downloads movies as well.
Ugh, you make me sick,
Yep.
Gavin.
Out of everyone in this room, I'm the last person to do any of these egregious things you have put upon me.
Stop saying egregious.
It's a great word. It's my word of the day.
It's a good
You're
word,
egregious.
Oh, you're gorgeous.
I have gangrene.
The new trend in movie trailers, which started up in the last 5 years, and is my new most hated thing in all of the planet. So it goes that, then Hitler. Is
What about Bohemian Rhapsody?
yeah, it
Ooh.
goes that, then Bohemian Rhapsody, the trailer thing, and then the Hitler. So the new thing is
Women.
At the beginning.
women are on the I love everything about them list, and they're
At the beginning of this episode,
They get to go-
Except their acting abilities, apparently.
no. Tilda Swinton, Viola Davis, Emma Stone.
at the beginning of this episode, there was two things you said. You said you hated.
He likes three
Was it
women.
trailers and
Biscuits.
Bohemian Rhapsody? Was it Biscuits and Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, it was Bohemian Rhapsody and something else.
I was gonna ask where
it was,
that fits
it was
in.
the spoiling of Terminator 2.
Oh, okay. But I suppose that slots in with trailers.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
So yes, the new trend
the
in
newest
trailers
trend in trailers
is the 5-second trailer that plays before the 2-minute 48-second trailer, where it goes dun 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 dun. Now the trailer, and then the trailer plays.
Yeah.
And it shows you clips from the trailer you're about to watch, but just in a quicker succession.
It's the trailer.
It's a trailer for the trailer.
It's the trailer.
It's one of the most astounding.
That's
But it's-
because of the YouTube
I was going to say
algorithm.
it's because of YouTube, right?
I know, but these marketing people are evil geniuses. Where it's just like, do you know what we want to do for our trailer? What? Let's have another trailer. And I'm like, Tom, you're a god. Well done, you've nailed it.
I really wish. I'd be interested to go back actually. Of
Was it the missus?
my tummy was rumbling. Yeah, it was the missus. I'd be interested to go back
You're
and
in
watch
trouble.
Thor 3 and find out if their 5-second trailer had the Hulk in it.
I'm going to
'Cause-
say it did.
Yeah, because
I'm going to say it had him smashing through the door.
and then I
That
know
line.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. It would be yeah, they are fucking geniuses.
They're like, how do we get our trailers in front of the people now that they're finding ways to not watch their trailers? Just put more trailers.
Do you know what I hate? The release date for the teaser for the trailer.
Yes, but it's like,
Actually, you know what I hate more than anything else? The fact that we now have, yeah, you're right, the release date, but 4 waves of trailers.
yeah,
You get a teaser, initial trailer, hype trailer, and then
Cinema trailer.
cinema trailer. That's 4 different fucking.
and then you want to drop in TV spots on top of that are like
yeah.
TV
Yeah, but
spots.
who
6.
watches regular TV anyway?
I guess people who like sports
idiots.
in America. In America, maybe. So you got like 6 TV spots, and then you'll have
You'll have scene releases.
you'll they'll just release an entire like 4-minute scene.
Watch Black Widow and Captain America fight.
Do you know what's a new thing?
Bucky.
Okay.
Why? Just keep it for the fucking movie. Why do they want us to see the film before we see the film? Where's the money? Because surely it's going to get to a point where
I mean,
people
God-
who don't have Cineworld cards are just going to go, I don't have to pay
I mean,
to go see that.
The recent Godzilla King of the Monsters had like 4 theatrical trailers. Each one presented a different film, and then it had scenes of the monsters doing things, and then it had 5-second clips of the monsters doing things, and then it had GIFs, and then it had multiple posters, and it was just like, I've seen your film at this point, people.
Yeah.
And then I saw the film. I was like, I wish I hadn't seen your film at all.
Yeah, yeah. Moving on. Next bullet point. Keep us on track, Gav.
I wanted to. Well, we've already.
The thing is, I feel like I'm losing steam in this topic because it's just making me feel sad.
I mean, I think one of the best example of a trailer was the Infinity War trailer. because that
didn't
one
even-
is just like you were saying. It was something that was a completely different movie. So like the whole time sitting through Infinity War, I was like, I'm waiting for that scene where they're all rushing
Yeah.
together. You've got the Hulk, and I'm like, I'm waiting for it, and then it didn't happen. I was like, they fucking bamboozled me.
And you
Fucking
love them
bastards.
for it. You're like,
Yeah,
They done me a trick.
but it was great because
Yeah.
you went into that and like expecting that scene, not getting it, and then getting the epic battle in Wakanda and stuff like that, and it was great.
Saying that, actually, I watched Deadpool 2 again recently. Did Thor 3 come out before Deadpool 2? Or was it after?
Thor came out before Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna make
Yeah, that was 2018.
I want to make a statement here, which may or may not be correct. I think Marvel at least learned their lesson from Thor, because the Deadpool 2 trailers gave so little away about the film that
Well, that was Fox that did Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
oh shit, sorry, but well, regardless,
Well,
I think there was
it's all Disney now.
I think Spider-Man Far From Home shows them learning in a way, because literally
Yeah.
before that, the second trailer came out, they had Tom Holland be like, "Hey, if you've not seen Endgame, don't watch this trailer."
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah,
blah.
yeah.
And I was like, that's a decent thing
That's
to do,
a
because they
decent
could have
thing
just dumped that trailer and people could have watched it. I was like, fuck, I've not seen Endgame.
Fuck's
Like,
sake.
now I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Man's dead.
The other side to that is fuck that trailer.
I mean,
In general, fuck it, because that was a pain in the arse. Because I remember when that first came out, it was 2 weeks after we seen the Endgame trailer come out, and we'd already agreed we weren't watching any trailers. And then all of a sudden, here's your Far From Home trailer.
they released it before.
Fuck off.
They released it before Endgame, which was
Yep.
insane.
And it was months before as well. Not even, oh, do you know what? We'll release it a
Oh,
week
yeah.
before. No, this was back in December, and I had to say to everyone, do not fucking talk about this. I don't want to know anything.
Dave, it's okay. You can swear.
I love
Fuck.
that you tried to like.
I know, it's because we were streaming earlier. I was like, I gotta try and not
I mean, I swear on my stream all the time.
I know
as
you
well.
do.
That's also
And you're a
fine to
dick.
swear. Oh, Dave, don't say the
Ooh.
fucking D word.
Fuck off.
I like that
Um,
with Davey here. There's just like the anger is between you two, and I just get to sit at the sidelines and I just get to look
it
on.
gets worse. It gets worse. But yeah, like I hate that. I hate when it's a trailer for something that's a sequel to something that we haven't even seen the film it's supposed to come out for, which is a downside to the whole MCU, which is, oh, we know these films are coming out,
Yeah.
we're announcing what's coming out. Here's a trailer that is going to tie into something you haven't even seen, and it ruins it.
I know the plot to Spider-Man Far From Home from the trailer. Like
Or do you?
I
Spider-Man
100%
goes
do.
far from home.
No, Spider-Man goes on holiday. Mysterio turns up. He talks about the multiverse. Nick Fury gets him in to help with the man who came from the multiverse. But that's all bullshit because it's Mysterio. So Mysterio's in control of the elementals, and then he'll turn on Spider-Man at some point, and bosh.
Because do you know what? The A-lister that they get in to be another friendly guy is always going to be the villain.
Yeah. So and I know that because I've seen the trailer, because the trailers are fucking gives too much away again.
And do you know what?
Although, actually, sorry. Before you say what are you going to say, that's kind of on me because I know enough about Mysterio. Because if I knew fuck all about Spider-Man, I'd watch that trailer and go.
Do you know? I don't think so though. Like, because I've read some of the comics, like the Spider-Man comics, but there wouldn't be enough in that would make me go, oh right, Mysterio is just a lying dick. It would be a case of,
He's dropping the D word again.
I
Gary.
know.
Jesus.
See, you've let me loose. That's what happens.
Soon he's going to say codswallop. And
Maybe.
language. He's gonna text his mum after this. Hey, mum, I know I was doing that podcast with Gary, but please don't listen.
Please don't listen to it.
I said a couple of naughty words, and
Don't
I feel
put
really
me in the
bad.
closet. What was I saying?
what happens when you're in the closet?
You don't want to know.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
7 minutes of heaven.
With
With
my
his
hand.
mum?
It's like when Daddy used to come visit.
Danny. Oh man, what's happening?
I don't know.
All my repressed memories.
What was I saying?
You were saying Spider-Man, Mysterio.
Yeah, like it is because you know, like they're not just gonna have Jake Gyllenhaal in there being a
Gyllenhaal.
good guy. He's not gonna get his own movie in the MCU, so he's a villain. Like, so you go into that going, right, well, it's not Spider-Man and Mysterio like versus whatever.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man Far From Home. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Like, cool, he's a bad guy. I personally don't feel that there is anything in that would make me go, nah, he's definitely a good guy.
Unless going back to my Deadpool 2 comment, unless they're pulling a fucking major bamboozle on all of us, because the whole thing with Deadpool 2 is you watch the trailer, and the trailer goes on about the X-Force massively.
Which is like a 3-second scene.
Yeah, exactly. They're in it for 5 minutes and then they all get murdered. And it's amazing.
Which is such a great moment.
It's such a great one because you're watching it going, oh, yeah, but he'll bring them back or something. No, they're dead. All the trailers building up to the X-Force, and then one of them survives. 2 of them, including Deadpool. Amazing. And then the big bad of that movie, the whole film is about, 2 of them.
Oh no, he retcons it.
Yeah, you gotta give me fixes it. But then the big bad of the film being Juggernaut, nowhere in the trailers. Not even touched upon. The whole film, all the trailers build up that the Flame Kid is gonna, and Cable's the big bad, and then Juggernaut turns up, and you go, "What the fuck?" And it was amazing.
Yeah,
so good. That's what you need from a trailer.
But both, I was about to say X-Men Far From Home, but Spider-Man Far From Home and Deadpool 2 fall into another one of my bullet points.
Oh,
yes.
What number are we on now?
I mean, we're dancing back and forth. Like, we're all over the place at this point. There's no structure.
You should have taken control a long time ago.
I mean, that's impossible. Is trailers spoiling all the best jokes?
Yeah.
Because how many movies have we gone to see where just, and you come back and you go, how was that new comedy song? It's like, yeah, all the best jokes were in the trailer.
Yeah.
but I suppose they do that to be like, oh look, these are some good jokes. Maybe come see our movie. There'll be others. No.
But then it gets to the point where like you hear the joke so much, and then you're watching it in the movie, and the joke happens. You're just like, oh.
But then they're also getting to a point now where they're putting shit into the trailers that doesn't happen in the film. Toy Story 4, prime example. The voice clip that I've been hearing non-stop for the last 2 weeks is "To Infinity and Your Mom," and that doesn't happen in the film.
I've never even seen that in the trailer.
I've not seen that.
No, it wasn't in a trailer. I think that was sound bites that have been circulating in my podcast trailer, audio trailers.
It's on the radio.
Radio.
Yeah,
it's just another one. And going on that, trailers are putting things into them now that don't happen in the film, like you said with Avengers.
Which I'm actually quite happy with.
Yeah, it's much better. Better way of doing it. Lie to me. Give me a trailer which fucking lies to me. Makes me think something's going to happen in a film. And when I go see it, doesn't happen, cool.
Either that or it's just like, because I've still never seen the Endgame trailer, but from what I've been told, it is literally the first half hour of the movie.
Yeah, I saw the Endgame trailer before seeing Endgame, even though I didn't want to. And then when I watched Endgame, I was still like, this is... I think the Endgame trailer only shows everything up until they're about to start time traveling, and then it stops after that, more or
So
less.
I would like a movie, like a trailer that did that didn't reveal anything of the second half of the movie. Just give me the first half. Christ, even the first 50 minutes of the movie. Just get some random shit. Cut the trailer down from 2.5 to 3.5 minutes down to like a minute and a half. Just show that stuff and leave the rest, because you don't want to give anything away from your final act.
The thing you also have to consider, though, is Marvel at this point have built an empire where and a universe where they can do this and it can work for them, but most other films out there are just not. They don't have the clout, the freedom, the response from an audience. Like, can you imagine if the new Terminator film, which I want to talk about how they can't market Terminator films to save their lives.
I haven't even watched the new trailer for it.
But it's like, I mean, it just gives away, much like the Genesis one gave away a big plot point, this one gives away a big plot point. It's just like, can you imagine if in this new Terminator film they tried to do an Endgame style trailer and show very little of the film, maybe just the first act, do scenes that aren't going to be in the film? I mean, maybe it would work for them, but they're too scared to try it because they're like, it's not a done deal. It's not kind of definite.
It's a catch-22 because Rogue One, remember all of the articles that were popping up around that at the time of release, which were all the scenes that were in the trailer that didn't happen in the film, and people were fucking raging about it rather than taking it in the...
But that's because
this is cool.
Gareth Edwards delivered a final cut that Disney didn't like, and then they secretly pushed him off the project, brought in a new writer, a new director, and a new editor, shot new scenes, and then cut scenes that they weren't happy with and built a new movie, but kept his name on it because they didn't want to. And then look at fucking Solo, a Star Wars story where it's the two guys, what are their names again, that did like the Lego movie, and
Phil Lord and Christopher Miller.
Yeah, the Christopher Miller and Phil, when they were doing Solo, Star Wars.
Because I keep up with them, thank you very much. They were involved with Brooklyn Nine-Nine quite a lot.
Because they still got credits on the film because they had filmed a significant portion of it, but Ron Howard got the final credit because he filmed the majority of the percentage. They still got writing credits and he got a directing credit.
Am I thinking of the same Ron Howard? The
From-
porn star?
No, that's Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. Sorry.
It's because you got a mustache right now. You're just porn's on your mind.
It's a good mustache.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I shaved my mustache back, so you can imagine that.
I'll put it up. We'll put it up on social media at some point.
Fuck yeah, we will.
But it's a case where we're also in an interesting situation where, when it comes to trailers, certain directors don't have control over the vision of those trailers that go out now, and the few directors that do these days take great advantage of it. But it's more interesting to think of. We've seen situations where directors have made films and then studios have said, "This isn't what we're kind of wanting for. So we're going to build this trailer over here to promote your films." Like, yeah, but that's not my film.
Trailers are a marketing tool
Suicide
now.
Squad.
Yeah, trailers are a marketing tool now rather than an extension of the movie,
Yes,
and that's the problem. I think.
I mean it's all.
Haven't they always just been a marketing tool?
I mean, that is their primary job,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to market the movie.
Like, hey, come see this.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe yeah, it's a stupid statement.
Yep.
Although you agreed with me, Gav.
I was going to say, you want to blame the mustache again?
Make sure do not remove this.
I'm just you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Thank you, Gavin.
it is
Maybe it started out, the whole initial premise of a trailer is to sell people to come and see the show, the movie,
Mm-hmm.
or the showing of the movie. But then people got creative with it, and then they like misled people, or they were doing creative things with it, and then now it's kind of, there's a lot of more of this resurgence of not doing creative things with it
Yeah.
and being really boring and giving everything away.
There's that thing that you showed me that video before. We were laughing about it. Where it's so many trailers now, because trailers run in trends. Where think of what Inception did for trailers, which was that blah noise, and then every trailer after that started doing blah noises.
It's called a French horn.
There you go, French horn.
Was that French on?
It's a French horn.
But the new trend in trailers currently, and I want to say Civil War was a factor in this happening, which is now trailers will take popular songs and slow them down. And so
Yeah,
it's
I was going to say it's musical. Like timing your
Yeah.
trailer to a musical piece is the.
And if
is
I
the
watch one more
current
trailer
trend.
where someone times an action to bullets going off to the music they got going over it, I'm just gonna gouge my ears out and sell them to someone.
Hey,
'cause
just
I'm-
like Shobbs and Haw.
yeah, but it's like rat-a-tat-tat, and just like.
Shobbs and Haw?
Shoves and all.
Calvin and Hobbes.
But then
Like, okay,
the interesting
I get
trend
it.
with that, but the interesting thing about that trend in trailers about matching the actions to the music is that came from video game trailers, and in movie trailers thought, well, that's because like Call of Duty and stuff like that, they would just like,
Yeah.
because that's just gunshots galore, so they can just match the Eminem song to the bullets, and then it gets you fucking hyped. Oh, I'm gonna play Call of Duty, and the movie trailers were like, oh, we want to do that with our action movie as well.
Yeah.
We want to do that with John Wick or Hobbs and Shaw or whatever it is, and just so it's
Just do it.
those interesting trends that we're finally out of the blah type, but
I don't know. That Godzilla trailer somehow did both.
Yeah, but that's Godzilla though. Like that's
I mean,
big monsters,
Yeah.
and that's their form of communication is shouting at each other.
also if you watch all of the Godzilla trailers, it's like they hired 4 different studios and said, "Give us your interpretation of the movie with this trailer," because like that first one, where it's like Claire de Lune, compared to the last one, where it's just like fucking explosion and orgasms just everywhere. It's like
Explosion gasms. All right, Gav. Do you want to bring us in? Bring us in for landing.
yes.
You got any final points?
I always say I'm going to stop watching movie trailers, and I don't, so I'm part of the problem.
Davey, do you want to wrap things up?
I hate trailers, but I also love them. It's annoying.
Yeah, there's some like sometimes if you get a good, like I'll generally go back and watch some trailers for movies that came out years ago, just because like there's this movie, it's an Italian film called Le Grand Bellezze. Yes, that's it. And I just go back sometimes because the trailer's so
The Big Lebowski.
no, it's no,
The Italian Big Lebowski, Le Grand
it's
Lebezzi.
the Great Beauty. It's called the Great Beauty, but Le Grand Le Blitz. Yeah, whatever. And I'll go back and watch this trailer
That's such a
so
good
many
joke.
times just because it's so wonderfully put together. It doesn't give anything away about the film. The music's wonderful, and it's just got this great vibe to it. And it also reminds me of that film because I enjoyed it. And sometimes if you enjoy a film, you just want to jump back into the trailer sometimes just to kind of recreate those wonderful experiences you had when watching it.
I like being surprised by them, like especially when you see a trailer. Because one of them was Long Shot, which it looked like just a generic Seth Rogen super shitty fart joke type of movie, but ended up
Weeding it and
being
stuff.
it ended up being like a decent movie.
Real good.
Like, so I can be surprised by them, but I love and hate them.
Yeah. What's interesting about that though is that's what they marketed that film that way because they thought that's what was going to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another example of just a like, oh, this isn't what we think audiences want, so we're going to create a trailer that we think they want, and it turns out they wanted what the film was all along.
And it ends up being better than when you thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So on that, ladies and gentlemen, we all hate trailers. They're other than the occasional rare
I don't
good.
hate trailers. I just tolerate them.
What's your favourite trailer ever? There you go. That's the last thing for you.
So I'm gonna go first. I have no answer to this
Yep.
because I have never given it that much
Nope.
thought.
I mean, go watch the trailer for The Great Beauty. It's just a beautiful trailer.
You mean the Big Lebowski?
No, not the big. No, I mean, you can also watch the trailer of The Big Lebowski. Actually, I mean,
Okay.
There's a lot of bowling in that trailer. A lot of bowling in that film.
You see, they're doing a sequel with John Turturro, where it's all about his character,
Yeah.
and
What a
how
weird
him being falsely accused of being a pedophile affected his life. Also, he's editing it. He's doing like the
Why?
final edit
I
on
don't
it.
understand
It's a real weird
how
situation.
any
Like,
of that's come together.
yeah, it's like the Coen brothers signed off and like, yep, go for it. He's like, all right, cool, and he's just
Because he wrote and editing. I'm sure he wrote it. As well.
yeah, it's weird.
That poor
And,
man.
Jeff
That
Bri-
poor man must have flown so close to stardom, and he's just been sailing that wave of I was this guy. I was in the Big Lebowski. Look, oh wow, nice one, man.
And then he got
Yeah,
peed on by a robot in Transformers.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I mean, him and
I
the
just feel bad for him now.
yeah, like him, John Turturro in Coen Brothers film. You thought this guy's going to be the next big thing, and then all the decisions he made outside of Coen Brothers movies were just like, John, what are you doing?
Right, let's wrap it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, very messy this week.
Well, I like it messy.
I thought, but
Bring,
hey,
bring on the
That was a
Vaseline.
wild card.
but hey, by now you know what you're getting from us. So if you
Well,
don't like
hopefully
it,
you do.
fuck off. I
No,
guess.
if you're a new listener,
If
then
you're a new listener,
explore some of our other podcastographies.
if you're a new listener and this is your first episode, bad
You're-
choice.
You're welcome.
Should have gone somewhere else.
Go listen to the
Episode 5. That's a good one.
go listen to episode 26. That's a fucking solid one.
What? How do you know the numbers?
Because I fucking do it all. I'm the one that numbers them all and puts them up.
You can find us on Facebook at the Meandering Movie Podcast. Instagram is but the same. Just look for us on the Meandering Movie Podcast. Twitter is at Meandering Pod.
Gmail, meandering movie podcast at gmail.com. Gary's twitching still.
I'm still twitching.
I recently watched him play Overwatch.
You should really get that checked out.
Yeah.
I smell toast. Yeah, I'm on Twitch, Pixels Cafe. You can come, give me a follow, hit that subscribe button.
He's not a good Reinhardt, is what I've learned.
I'm a fucking well good Reinhardt. I just charge bad a lot.
Yeah, you do.
I call it out every time.
He's like, well, I hit that wall again.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. I'll be back next week with my co-host Gavin.
I was about to say.
We'll be back next
I was
week.
going to say, where am I going to be? I mean, I'm
We'll
here.
be back next week with another episode of the Meandering Movie Podcast.
The Hollywood Walk of Fame and Failures, Gavin Stewart. Bye.
It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. It's meandering movies. So